Have you ever felt like you're caught in a web of mixed signals? One day, he's showering you with attention, making promises that make your heart flutter. And the next, he's cold, distant, and silent. You start questioning everything. Was it something you said? Did you do something wrong? Let me stop you right there, brave woman. This isn't about your worth. It's about his games. And today, you're going to learn to rise above them. Here's the hard truth. Men often test emotional waters, not because you're lacking, but because they want to see how far they can push before you break. This isn't about love or connection. It's about control. But what if I told you that there's a way to turn this dynamic on its head? A way to step out of this exhausting cycle and reclaim your power. That's where Dark Stoic Psychology steps in. Rooted in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy, this approach is a game changer. It teaches you to master your emotions, see through manipulative behavior, and, here's the kicker, flip the script so completely that he's the one left chasing you. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is your roadmap to taking control of your heart, your mind, and your relationships. Imagine being unshakable, no matter how hot and cold he runs. Picture yourself as a fortress, calm, composed, and impenetrable. His actions, his silence, his inconsistency, they no longer hold the power to rattle you. Instead, you become the one holding all the cards. This is the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, a transformative philosophy that empowers you to stay centered and command respect without ever chasing it. Let me paint a picture for you. Think of a queen standing tall in her palace. Does she run after the court jester playing games? Numbers she observes, she calculates, and she acts with precision. The same applies to you. When you embody the principles of Stoicism and understand the workings of male psychology, you unlock a power so magnetic that he can't help but be drawn back to you. It's not manipulation. It's self-mastery. Every woman has this strength within her. It's not about changing who you are. It's about uncovering the confident, composed woman you've always been. The woman who walks away with quiet assurance when her boundaries are crossed. The woman who doesn't flinch when tested. The woman who stands so firmly in her worth that men can't help but admire and pursue her. Are you ready to take this journey and become the woman who commands attention effortlessly? If you're ready to leave the games behind and reclaim your power, then stay with me, because the next steps will change everything. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment, "I am unstoppable," below, to declare your commitment to becoming the strongest, most magnetic version of yourself. Let's get started. Number 1, stop letting a man's games. Control your peace. Take back the power. Have you ever felt like your peace of mind is slipping through your fingers because of a man's inconsistent behavior? One moment, he's lighting up your world with attention and affection, and the next, he's distant, cold, and unresponsive. You're left questioning yourself. What did I do wrong? Why does he keep me guessing? But let me tell you something, fearless woman. This isn't about what you lack. It's about the games he's playing. And today, you're going to learn how to take back your power once and for all. Here's the unfiltered truth. Men play games because they thrive on power dynamics. Whether consciously or subconsciously, they test your emotional resilience to see if they can control how you feel, how you react, and ultimately, how you live. But here's the good news. You don't have to play along. You have the strength to reclaim your peace and flip the script entirely. That's where Dark Stoic Psychology comes in, a transformative philosophy that helps you master your emotions, see through manipulative behavior, and regain control of your life. Picture this: a lioness in the wild. She doesn't chase after prey that doesn't serve her. She doesn't waste her energy on distractions. Instead, she watches, waits, and chooses her moments with precision. That's the energy you need to channel. A man's games are nothing more than distractions meant to test your boundaries. But when you adopt the mindset of a lioness, you become untouchable. Your peace is your kingdom, and no man gets to disturb it unless you allow him. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is the cornerstone of Dark Stoic Psychology. When you stop letting a man's actions dictate your emotions, you step into a place of unshakable power. His hot and cold behavior no longer phases you because you understand it for what it is, a ploy to keep you uncertain and chasing. But you're done chasing. Instead, you stand firm, calm, and in full control of your narrative. Let's be real. Walking away from the emotional roller coaster isn't always easy. You might feel tempted to explain yourself, to fix things, or to wait for him to change. But ask yourself this: what's the cost of staying in this cycle? Is it your peace, your confidence, your happiness? Brave women don't sacrifice their power for breadcrumbs of attention. They rise, walk away, and make room for what truly aligns with their worth. By embracing Dark Stoic Psychology, you not only protect your peace, but also shift the dynamic entirely. A man who can no longer manipulate your emotions is left scrambling. Suddenly, the power he thought he had evaporates, and you become the one he's chasing. Why? Because nothing is more magnetic than a woman who knows her worth and refuses to settle for less. Your composure, your clarity, and your self-respect become the ultimate power play. Let's talk about those moments when he tries to provoke you, when he pulls back just to see if you'll run after him, or when he throws breadcrumbs of attention your way to keep you hooked. This is where your newfound strength shines. Instead of reacting emotionally, you observe. Instead of chasing, you detach. This doesn't mean you're cold or indifferent. It means you're wise enough to see through the facade and strong enough to protect your peace. Imagine this. You've been in a situation where he ghosts you for days, only to reappear with a casual, "Hey." Instead of jumping to reply or overthinking his intentions, you pause. You breathe. You ask yourself, does this align with the respect I demand in my life? And if the answer is no, you let it go. Calmly, confidently, and without drama. That's not just strength. That's mastery. You don't need to control him to win this game. You only need to control yourself. The moment you do, you become untouchable. Your peace becomes impenetrable. And that fearless woman is the kind of power that no man can ignore. He will either rise to meet your standards or fall away. And either way, you win. So, are you ready to take back the reins and stop letting his games control your peace? Declare it boldly in the comments. My peace is my power. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and prepare yourself for the next strategy that will make you unstoppable. This is your journey to becoming the woman who commands respect, attention, and admiration effortlessly. Let's continue this powerful transformation together. Number 2, don't chase his attention. detach and let him chase you. Why is it that when he pulls away, your first instinct is to chase him? To send that text, ask that question, or try harder to win back his attention? It's a trap so many courageous women fall into. But let me tell you this. You are not a woman who chases. You are a woman who commands. And today, you'll learn how to turn the tables using the power of Dark Stoic Psychology. Here's the truth most don't want to admit. The more you chase a man, the less he values your attention. When you pursue him, you hand over the reins of power and allow him to control your emotions. But let me ask you this. Why should someone who is inconsistent or distant hold such sway over your peace? The answer is simple. He shouldn't. You're not just playing his game wrong. You're playing the wrong game entirely. The key isn't to chase, but to detach so fully that he has no choice but to chase you. Think of a flame. The more oxygen you give it, the more it roars and consumes. But take the oxygen away, and the flame flickers, desperate to reignite. That's exactly how men operate when faced with a woman who masters detachment. By removing your emotional energy from the equation, you shift the balance of power. He stops seeing you as someone who needs him and starts seeing you as someone he can't afford to lose. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches this principle perfectly. Detach emotionally and watch how the dynamic transforms. Now, you might be wondering, but what if he doesn't come back? What if my silence pushes him away forever? Brave woman, let me tell you something life-changing. If he doesn't fight for you when you detach, he was never worth your energy in the first place. Your value doesn't decrease because someone else fails to see it. Detachment is not about manipulating him. It's about reclaiming yourself. You are choosing to protect your peace, to stand tall in your worth, and to focus on the one person who truly matters, you. The teachings of Dark Stoic Psychology are clear. Your emotions are yours to master. Men play hot and cold because they thrive on the reaction. Your double texts, your anxious questions, your pursuit. But when you detach, you rob him of the very thing that feeds his games. Suddenly, the rules change. He wonders why you're not reacting, why you're not chasing, why you seem unbothered by his silence. That mystery is magnetic. It pulls him toward you in ways words and effort never could. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop allowing his behavior to dictate your emotional state. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. React with grace. React with strength. React by not reacting at all. Detachment is your superpower, a shield against manipulation, and a tool to command respect. When you master it, you step out of the storm and become the calm center he can't resist. Picture this. He's ghosted you for days. Instead of spiraling into overthinking, you spend that time on yourself, your goals, your passions, your friendships. You become so consumed with your own joy that his absence feels irrelevant. Then, out of nowhere, his name pops up on your phone. Why? Because he senses the shift. He realizes he's not the center of your universe anymore, and that's when the chase begins. You've gone from the pursuer to the pursued, from the questioned to the one he can't stop questioning. This shift isn't accidental. It's deliberate. Detachment is a choice, a skill honed through the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology. It's about training your mind to separate his actions from your worth, to recognize that his inconsistency isn't a reflection of your value. It's about rising above the emotional noise and staying rooted in your own strength. So, here's your challenge. The next time he pulls back, resist the urge to chase. Breathe, focus on yourself, and let him feel the weight of your absence. Let him wonder what's changed. Let him realize the woman he's losing is one he'll regret letting go, because brave women don't chase. They inspire the chase. If you're ready to reclaim your power and see how detachment transforms not just your relationships, but your entire life, then stay with me, because the next strategy will elevate you even further. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment, "I choose to detach," below. Say it loud. Own it. And let's continue this journey to becoming the unstoppable woman you were born to be. Number 3, call out his hot and cold behavior, recognize the pattern, and break free. Have you ever found yourself stuck in a whirlwind of his affection one day and his cold indifference the next? One moment, he's showering you with attention, making you feel like you're the only woman in the world, and the next, he's distant, unavailable, and barely a shadow of the man he was before. The emotional roller coaster leaves you questioning, is it me? Did I do something wrong? Let me tell you something, fearless woman. You are not the problem. His hot and cold behavior isn't about you. It's about control. And today, you're going to learn how to break free. Men who play this game are testing you, seeing how far they can push before you bend to their whims. It's a strategy to keep you on edge, to make you chase, and to keep the power firmly in their hands. But here's where Dark Stoic Psychology comes in. You don't chase. You master the game by recognizing the pattern and calling it out with confidence and grace. As Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." And brave women like you are about to set yourselves free from the manipulation of inconsistency. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a pendulum swinging wildly. One side is his overwhelming affection, and the other is his cold withdrawal. Each swing is designed to keep you off balance, to make you crave the warmth after the chill. But here's the truth. The pendulum only swings because it has an anchor. What happens when you remove the anchor? The game stops, and the power is yours. You might ask, but how do I call it out without seeming desperate or angry? The answer lies in the calm, composed strength that Dark Stoic Psychology teaches. You don't react with frustration or pleading. You observe, you understand, and then you act with purpose. The next time he pulls back after a wave of affection, don't spiral into overthinking. Instead, address it directly, firmly, and without emotion. A simple statement like, "I've noticed a pattern in your behavior, and it doesn't align with what I value in a relationship," is all it takes. You're not accusing or pleading. You're showing him that you see through his tactics and won't tolerate inconsistency. Think of yourself as a lighthouse standing tall amidst a storm. The waves may crash, the winds may howl, but you remain unshaken, shining your light. Men are drawn to this kind of unwavering strength because it's rare, and it forces them to confront their own actions. When you refuse to play the game, you shift the power dynamic. Suddenly, he's left wondering why his usual tactics no longer work, and that's when he starts chasing you. It's natural to feel uneasy about confronting this behavior. You might worry, what if he leaves? What if I'm too harsh? But here's the truth. If calling out his hot and cold tendencies makes him walk away, he was never invested in you in the first place. And isn't it better to know now than to waste months or years on someone who can't meet your standards? As Epictetus said, It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you respond with clarity and self-respect, you're showing him and yourself that you refuse to settle for less than what you deserve. Some of you may think, but what if he changes? What if I'm wrong? Here's a hard truth. True change doesn't come from you tolerating his behavior. It comes from you standing firm in your worth. When you recognize and call out the pattern, you're giving him the opportunity to step up. And if he doesn't, that's your cue to step away. Dark Stoic Psychology is not about manipulation or control. It's about self-mastery. It's about becoming so centered, so composed, that his games lose all their power over you. You're no longer the woman who stays up at night wondering what went wrong. You're the woman who knows her worth, who demands respect, and who will walk away with her head held high if it's not given. So, fearless woman, are you ready to stop the pendulum? To break free from his cycles of affection and withdrawal? If you're ready to reclaim your power and embrace the magnetic strength of Dark Stoic Psychology, then stay tuned. There's more to come that will completely transform the way you approach these games. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below with the words, "I break the pattern." Let this be your declaration of freedom. And don't miss the next step in this journey, because once you master this, there's no game you can't outsmart. Let's keep going. Number 4, set boundaries. He can't ignore. Demand respect or walk away. Have you ever felt the sting of a man testing your limits, canceling plans at the last minute, dismissing your feelings, or pushing boundaries you never thought you'd have to defend? Maybe you let it slide, thinking, if I just give him a little more time, he'll see my worth. But here's the truth, brave woman. The more you compromise your boundaries, the more you lose yourself, and the more he takes you for granted. So, ask yourself, how much longer will you let someone else write the rules for your life? Boundaries are not ultimatums. They are the armor of self-respect. Without them, you hand over the reins of your emotional well-being to someone who hasn't earned that privilege. But when you stand firm, you send a message that is impossible to ignore. I am not here to settle for anything less than respect, consistency, and effort. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology comes in, a transformative way to fortify your emotions, understand his games, and demand the treatment you deserve. Let me tell you something profound. A man only respects a woman who respects herself. Marcus Aurelius once said, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." So, what are your ambitions in this relationship? Are they to keep bending over backward to accommodate his disrespect, or to create a foundation built on mutual respect and honesty? You are not here to teach a grown man how to treat you. You are here to show him that if he can't rise to meet your standards, he's not worthy of your time. Picture this: a majestic lioness in the wild. She doesn't roar for attention or chase her prey desperately. She stands tall, her presence commanding. She sets the pace, her strength and boundaries undeniable. That's you. You are that lioness. When you set your boundaries, you become magnetic. Not because you're playing games, but because your strength demands recognition. Boundaries don't repel men. They attract the right ones who are ready to respect and cherish you. Some might say, but what if setting boundaries scares him away? Let me be blunt. Good riddance. A man who crumbles at the sight of your standards isn't a man who can handle your strength. Boundaries don't drive the right man away. they filter out the wrong ones. A man who values you will see your boundaries not as walls, but as guidelines to better understand how to care for you. Think of Dark Stoic Psychology as your toolkit. It helps you master your emotions so you can set boundaries without anger or desperation. Imagine calmly telling him, "I value consistency, and it's important for me to feel respected in this relationship. If that's something you can't meet, I understand, but I won't stay in a situation that doesn't align with my values." No shouting, no drama, just calm, unwavering power. When you communicate with such clarity, you shift the power dynamic entirely. He knows you mean business, and that's when he has a choice. Step up or step aside. But what happens if he doesn't step up? That's where the beauty of boundaries lies. They give you the clarity to walk away without regret. You are not here to beg for attention, to plead for respect, or to fix someone else's immaturity. As the ancient Stoics believed, what stands in the way becomes the way. If his unwillingness to respect your boundaries stands in the way, let it guide you out of a situation that doesn't serve you. Setting boundaries isn't about control, it's about self-mastery. When you know your worth, you refuse to settle for breadcrumbs when you deserve the feast. And here's the real magic. When you enforce your boundaries, you don't just change the dynamic of the relationship, you change how you see yourself. You become the woman who knows her value and refuses to compromise it for anyone. Are you ready to take control, to demand respect, and walk away from anything less? Start today, brave woman. Begin by setting one boundary, just one. Watch how it transforms not only your relationship, but your confidence and sense of self. Because the moment you stand tall, the right man will rise to meet you. If you're committed to setting boundaries that no man can ignore, then comment below, "My boundaries are my power." Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more strategies that will revolutionize your relationships. Stay tuned, because the next step will teach you how to detach emotionally and make him chase you like never before. Let's claim your power together. Number 5, outsmart. His emotional tricks: stay calm and unshakable. Have you ever found yourself in a situation where he's testing your limits? He says something calculated to provoke you, flirts with someone else just enough to get under your skin, or pulls away after days of intense attention, leaving you questioning everything. In moments like these, it's easy to feel like you're on a spinning wheel, constantly reacting to his moves. But let me tell you, brave women, you hold far more power than you realize. You're not here to be a puppet in his game. You're here to rewrite the rules entirely. Let me ask you this. What happens when you refuse to react? What happens when you meet his chaos with calm? The answer is simple. The game crumbles. This is where the power of Dark Stoic Psychology comes alive, turning emotional manipulation into an opportunity for you to rise above and take control. The key to outsmarting his tricks isn't matching his games, it's mastering yourself. As Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Men who rely on emotional tricks are searching for a reaction. They want you to lose your cool, to spiral into overthinking, to beg for clarity, or to lash out in frustration. When you refuse to give them that reaction, you strip them of their power and turn the situation in your favor. Picture this. You're the captain of a powerful ship, navigating calm waters despite his storm. He throws out waves of inconsistency, silent treatments, or pointed remarks, hoping to see you tossed around. Instead, you steer steady, unbothered, and firmly in control. This isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about choosing how and when to act. It's about becoming unshakable. Why does Dark Stoic Psychology work so well in relationships? Because it helps you understand the underlying dynamics at play. When a man uses emotional tricks, he's often acting from a place of insecurity or a desire to feel in control. Stoic principles teach you to see this behavior for what it is, a reflection of his inner chaos, not your worth. By mastering your own emotions, you make it clear that his games have no effect on you, and nothing intrigues a man more than a woman he can't rattle. Imagine this scenario. He flirts with another woman at a party, sneaking glances to see if you'll react. Most women might confront him in anger or retaliate by flirting with someone else. But you remain calm, confident, and focused on enjoying the moment. Later, when the time is right, you address it with quiet authority. If you feel the need to play games, that's fine, but I'm not interested in being part of it. This isn't weakness, it's strength. You're showing him that his tricks don't faze you, and that's a power he can't ignore. Some of you might be thinking, but doesn't staying calm make me seem indifferent? What if he thinks I don't care? Let me tell you this. Calm isn't indifference. It's mastery. When you approach his behavior with clarity and composure, you communicate your worth without uttering a single desperate word. You're not indifferent. You're intentional. And that's magnetics. Here's the thing about staying unshakable. It's not just a strategy. It's a mindset. It's about breaking free from the emotional roller coaster and grounding yourself in your own power. When you embody the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology, you no longer respond to his bait. Instead, you create a dynamic where he begins to second-guess himself. He starts chasing you, not because you manipulated him, but because your calm confidence is irresistible. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This strength is your shield, your anchor, and your secret weapon in relationships. It keeps you steady when he tries to test your boundaries. It empowers you to walk away when respect is missing. And most importantly, it allows you to stay true to yourself. So, brave women, are you ready to embrace this power? To stop letting his tricks dictate your emotions and start standing tall in your worth? The next time he throws a curveball, remember, you're the storm he can't tame, the calm he can't rattle. That's your edge. If you're ready to step into your power, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment, "I am unshakable," below to claim your strength. And trust me, this is just the beginning. Stay tuned, because the next strategy will elevate your confidence to a whole new level. Let's dive deeper into becoming the woman he can't stop chasing. Number 6, don't fight. Fire with fire. Avoid emotional retaliation and stay in control. Have you ever found yourself in a moment of pure frustration, staring at your phone, knowing he's pushing your buttons, and feeling the overwhelming urge to push back? Maybe he's ignored your text for days, and every second of silence feels like a challenge. Or worse, he flirts with someone else in your presence, glancing over to see your reaction. It's infuriating, isn't it? But let me tell you something, fearless woman. Fighting fire with fire only burns you both. The moment you retaliate, You've handed him control, and that's not the energy you deserve to live in. Here's the truth. No one wants to say out loud, retaliation feels powerful in the moment, but it's a false power, a fleeting sense of control that fades, leaving you more tangled in his web of games. This is where Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your ultimate weapon. It's not about playing his game. It's about rising so far above it that he's left grappling with the void of your absence from the battlefield. Remember this: the person who stays calm in the storm controls the storm. Think about it like this. Imagine two fires raging side by side. If one fire stops feeding on fuel, it dies down to embers and fades away. But if you pour gasoline onto the second fire to outmatch the first, you don't put it out. You ignite an inferno that consumes everything in its path. This is the essence of retaliation in relationships. When you try to match his emotional provocations with your own, you fuel the very dynamic you want to escape. Instead, when you embody the calm, steady control of Dark Stoic Psychology, you become the person he can't predict, the one who refuses to be drawn into his chaos. Let's address the question that's likely in your mind. But if I don't react, won't he think I don't care? Won't he see it as weakness? Absolutely not. In fact, it's the opposite. By not reacting, you're showing unshakable strength. You're proving that your peace of mind is untouchable, that no man's behavior can derail your inner stability. It's the ultimate power move. Men are wired to chase, to conquer, to earn. When you refuse to crumble under their games, you become the challenge they can't resist. Here's where Stoic philosophy comes into play. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Think about that for a moment. Retaliation drags you down to his level, but composure elevates you beyond his reach. When you refuse to match his hot and cold behavior, when you stay steady in your confidence, he's forced to confront his own actions without the satisfaction of your reaction. This is how you flip the script and turn the emotional tables in your favor. Let me give you a metaphorical image. Imagine you're the ocean, deep, vast, and powerful. A storm may rage on the surface, but beneath, the waters remain calm and unbothered. That's the energy you need to bring into these situations. He's testing you, hoping to provoke waves, but you're too expansive, too grounded in your self-worth to be moved by his fleeting chaos. When you master Dark Stoic Psychology, you become the calm in his storm, the one he can't figure out, the one he realizes is far stronger than he imagined. Real strength isn't about proving him wrong or making him feel the pain he inflicted on you. Real strength is about staying true to yourself, refusing to engage in petty battles, and protecting your peace at all costs. Retaliation is loud, chaotic, and fleeting. Composure is silent, strategic, and enduring. When you choose composure, you don't just maintain your dignity, you elevate it. So, the next time he ghosts you, flirts in front of you, or tries to provoke you, take a breath. Remind yourself of the power in silence, the strength in self-control. Choose your peace over his chaos. Let him wonder why you're not reacting, why his tactics no longer work on you. Let him sit with the realization that he underestimated you, and let that be the moment he starts chasing your attention instead. This is your time, courageous woman, to reclaim your emotional power, to rise above his games with the calm, calculated confidence of a queen who knows her worth. If you're ready to embrace this strength, like this video, subscribe to the channel and comment, "I rise above the fire," below to declare your power. And trust me, you won't want to miss the next strategy. We're about to dive even deeper into the art of outsmarting his games. Let's do this. Number 7. Prioritize yourself over his games. Reclaim your happiness and strength. When was the last time you truly put yourself first, fearless woman? When did you stop waking up with anxiety about whether he's texting you back or questioning his every move like it's a puzzle you're meant to solve? Let's be real. How much of your energy have you wasted trying to make sense of a man who treats your emotions like a toy? It's time to draw a line in the sand and say, enough. Here's the truth. Chasing a man's attention or letting his inconsistency dictate your happiness is like drinking poison and expecting it to make you stronger. The more you center your life around him, the more you lose sight of yourself, your joy, and your power. But what if I told you there's another way? A way where you become so grounded in your own worth that his games seem as trivial as a child's tantrum. That's the beauty of Dark Stoic Psychology, an approach that teaches you to master your emotions, elevate your self-worth, and make him realize you're the prize he can't afford to lose. Stoic philosophy has one central rule: control what you can and let go of what you can't. In relationships, this is your superpower. You can't control his behavior, his silence, or his emotional immaturity, but you can control how much of yourself you give away. You can choose to step out of his games and into the driver's seat of your own happiness. As Epictetus once said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Think of it this way. You're the sun. The world, including any man, is meant to revolve around you, not the other way around. But when you prioritize his actions over your well-being, you dim your own light to illuminate his chaos. Imagine the power shift when you decide, I don't need his approval or his attention to shine. My happiness is mine to create. That's what it means to reclaim your strength. Let me make this clear. This isn't about being selfish. It's about understanding that you can't pour from an empty cup. When you neglect yourself to cater to a man's whims, you're handing over the keys to your peace of mind. Prioritizing yourself means pouring your energy into what brings you joy, your passions, your friendships, your goals. It means becoming so fulfilled in your own life that his games no longer have a place in your story. Here's a metaphor for you. Imagine you're the captain of a ship. You can't stop the waves, but you can decide how to steer through them. Do you let every ripple rock your boat, or do you anchor yourself so firmly that even the strongest storm can't shake you? Dark Stoic Psychology is your anchor. It's the mindset that says, I will not be swayed by his games because my peace is non-negotiable. And here's the kicker. When you prioritize yourself, something extraordinary happens. The same man who played games and took you for granted starts to notice the shift. Why? Because a woman who values herself is magnetic. She doesn't chase. She doesn't beg. She simply exists in her power, and that's something no man can resist. By the time he realizes what he's lost, it's too late. You're already sailing towards a life that's bigger than his breadcrumbs. You might wonder, what if he doesn't come back? What if I lose him for good? Brave woman, let me ask you this. If he doesn't respect your worth when you prioritize yourself, was he ever truly worth your time? Walking away from someone who can't meet your standards isn't losing. It's liberation. It's clearing space for someone who will see your light without you having to dim it. So, how do you start? Begin by putting yourself first every single day. When he pulls back, don't chase. Pour that energy into something that makes you feel alive. When his words don't match his actions, don't agonize. Redirect your focus to your own growth. Take back the time, the energy, and the power you've been giving away, and watch how your life transforms. Are you ready to stop letting his games define you? Are you ready to reclaim your happiness and strength? Declare it now by commenting, "My happiness is my priority," below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for the next strategy that will change the way you approach relationships forever. You've got this, fearless woman. Your power is waiting. Let's unlock it together. Number 8, speak your truth. Loudly, communicate clearly, and make him step up. Have you ever held your tongue when you desperately wanted to speak your truth? Maybe he said something dismissive, broke a promise, or kept you in the dark about where you stand. You tell yourself to let it slide, hoping he'll come around or magically understand what you need. But let me ask you this, fearless woman, has staying silent ever made you feel stronger? Has it ever earned you the respect you deserve? Here's the harsh truth. Silence in the face of disrespect or confusion doesn't protect your relationship. It erodes it. And worse, it erodes you. Men thrive in ambiguity. They count on it. They count on you doubting yourself, questioning whether you have the right to call out their behavior. But the moment you find the courage to speak your truth with clarity and confidence, you take control of the narrative. That's where the power of Dark Stoic Psychology changes the game. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Replace man with woman, and you get the essence of what we're talking about here. Be the woman who demands clarity, respect, and truth. Not through begging or anger, but through unwavering self-possession. You're not here to argue for your worth. You're here to state it. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a conversation with him, and he pulls one of those ambiguous moves, dodging your questions, giving you half-hearted excuses, or brushing off something important to you. Most women either retreat into silence or lash out emotionally, but you are not most women. You take a deep breath, channel the calm confidence of a queen, and speak your truth. Let's make one thing clear. Speaking your truth isn't about yelling, blaming, or demanding. It's about standing firmly in your power. It's about saying, "This is who I am, and this is what I need," without apologizing or wavering. When you approach communication from a place of strength and clarity, you leave no room for misinterpretation. You're not playing games. You're setting a standard. Picture a lighthouse standing tall amidst a raging storm. It doesn't shout over the winds or plead with the waves to calm down. It simply shines its light, unyielding and unbothered. That's you when you practice Dark Stoic Psychology in your communication. You become a beacon of truth and self-respect, guiding the conversation instead of being tossed around by his excuses or evasions. Here's where most women get stuck. Fear. Fear of pushing him away. Fear of being too much. Fear of losing him altogether. But let me tell you something, bold woman. If your truth scares him, he was never strong enough to stand beside you in the first place. A man who values you will respect your honesty. A man who doesn't, he's doing you the favor of revealing his weakness. Let's talk male psychology for a moment. Men respect what they can't easily control or predict. When you speak your truth calmly and firmly, you're showing him a level of strength that is rare and irresistible. You're not begging for clarity, you're demanding it. And here's the beauty. This isn't manipulation. You're not tricking him into respecting you. You're teaching him how to treat you by modeling the respect you have for yourself. Think of it this way. When a man is unclear or evasive, it's like walking into a fog. Most women wander around, trying to find a path through the confusion. But not you. You cut through the fog with the sharp blade of your words. You're not asking for permission to be heard. You're stating your position, and that's enough. Here's an example. He's been distant, his energy is off, and you're tempted to let it go or blow up. Instead, you say, I've noticed a shift in how we're connecting lately. I value clarity and openness, so I'd like to understand where we stand. If things have changed for you, I can handle that, but I won't stay in a situation where I'm left guessing. That's Dark Stoic Psychology in action. Direct, calm, and completely unshakable. Your truth is not a burden, it's your superpower. When you speak it clearly and firmly, you're not just making him step up. You're setting the foundation for the kind of relationship you deserve. And if he can't meet you there, that's not your loss. It's his. Fearless women, it's time to take the reins. Speak your truth with clarity and watch how the world adjusts to your power. Let him rise to meet your standards, or let him watch you walk away with the dignity of a queen. If you're ready to step into this kind of power, hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and comment, I speak my truth, below. The next strategy we're diving into is even more transformative, so stay tuned. Your journey to mastering Dark Stoic Psychology is just beginning. Let's make him step up or step out. Conclusion. In the game of relationships, your greatest power lies in mastering yourself. When you embrace the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology, you rise above the chaos, reclaim your peace, and set a standard so high that only the deserving can reach it. Speaking your truth isn't just about being heard, it's about owning your worth and demanding respect without apology. It's about turning the tables, making him step up or step out. You are not weak. You are a force, and no man's games can shake a woman who knows her value. If this resonates with you, like this video, share it with every fearless woman you know and help them discover their power. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. We're just getting started on this journey of strength and transformation. Let's build a community of unstoppable women.